Scripture. If you've been reading with us in the Ridge Reading Challenge, you read Genesis 1 a couple of weeks ago. By the way, we're going to shamelessly plug the Ridge Reading Challenge, so we're going to interrupt our regularly scheduled programming right now and say, hey, join us on our Facebook group for the Ridge Reading Challenge. You can join through the app, fill out a comm card. We'd love to connect you. We're going through the Old Testament, and we're just catching some of the highlights, and at the end of the year, we're going to have an understanding of the big picture of the Old Testament, including creation. See, we're coming back. There we go. Including creation. So if you've been reading with us, then you read in Genesis chapter 1 this verse. The earth was formless and empty, and darkness covered the deep waters. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the surface of the waters. Then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. So what science was able to definitively prove is actually already there in Scripture. That the earth was formless and void, and there were deep waters. So deep waters isn't necessarily literal waters we're talking about here, but we're talking about maybe the space-time of the universe, where it's empty and there's nothing. And then there's light, or energy, and then a universe suitable for life begins to expand. In the last 80 years, so only in the last 80 years, modern science has focused on this idea that our universe is not static, but has expanded over time, stretching out, if you will. But there's references over 2,000 years old in the Bible that support this thought, and we're already there. Check this out from Isaiah 42:5. God, the Lord, created the heavens and stretched them out. He created the earth and everything in it. And there's other references, like in the book of Job as well, to God stretching out the heavens, or the idea that the universe expanded. Proven or not, response to science. Science being the study, let creation fuel worship for the Creator. We were made to worship God. And worship isn't just singing. That's great, but that's part of it. Worship is our response to the God who created the universe. It's adoration, it's awe, it's celebration, it's conversation. It's us interacting with God. But it's not limited to songs, and it's not limited to Sunday mornings. It's also not limited to emotional responses either. Using our minds can be an act of love and worship. In Mark 12:30, Jesus was asked, out of all the commandments the Israelites followed, which one was the most important? And here's what he said. The most important commandment is this: listen, O Israel, the Lord our God is the one and only Lord. And you must love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, all your mind, and all your strength. The second is equally important: love your neighbor as yourself. Like, yeah, love God, love people, sign me up. That's actually not what he said. I mean, it's true, but he even told us how. And he instructed us towards emotions or minds. Hey, what does a particular part of Scripture mean if it's confusing? Or maybe you've got like a big question overall, and you don't know where or how to ask it, and you don't want to just Google it. Gotquestions.org is a fantastic resource. It's got lots of really helpful topics that might help explain something in Scripture or just this idea of Christianity and faith overall. We can study Scripture and think